everyone, this is Greg with Spates Painting, and today I want to share a little bit about how to stain highlight. As we have right now, we have already primed, painted, caulked this cabinet door and painted it white. So we have a nice semi-gloss finish on it at this point, and that will be important for putting your wiping stain in. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to highlight the little areas, the little valleys and the crevices, and it's going to turn out really nice. So what I like to do is I use Old Masters wiping stain. That it helps flow and it makes it really nice and easy to use. And then what I do is I will add a little bit of oil-based polyurethane into the mix. So basically, I'll get a little plastic cup like this. I'll pour a little stain in it, and then I will follow up with maybe 25% of the polyurethane. What the polyurethane will help it do is when it dries, it will just basically seal the stain at the same time. So you won't necessarily have to lacquer the door afterwards. Otherwise, if you use the stain by itself, it's you're going to have to put a spray polyurethane or put something over it to seal it. So you obviously, when you clean the cabinet door, it doesn't wipe the stain out eventually. Okay, so with that in mind, we'll get started. Also, I like to use just a little plate, because I'm going to use some painters like to use bigger brushes, but I like to keep everything kind of fine lined and less wiping and less cleaning. Sometimes they'll just brush a bunch of stain in here and then wipe it out. I find that to be a lot of extra work, and I don't want to spend that much time trying to get all the stain off the cabinet, and I want to have nice clean lines. So I use a fine, actually this is probably a makeup brush. So what I'll do, I'm going to stick it in the stain and just dab it off here, that way I don't have too much on the brush. And I always start from the inside of the cabinet first. So we just basically, like a pencil, we'll draw lines. It's okay if it goes out of the lines a little bit, because it will wipe out and keep your lines pretty clean anyway. So if you do move outside your line, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine when you wipe it down. And on this intersection here, we have 3 sets of lines. So I'm running my brush down each section of lines. Individually. When you start running out of here, just put a little bit more stain in there, that way you have more to work with. And some of these areas will have a little more stain than others, but once again, that's okay, because it's not supposed to be completely equal. It's supposed to be a little accented and a little different. Then I like to use a cotton rag, 100% cotton. Buy these at Walmart actually for pretty inexpensive. It doesn't have a lot of lint or anything, so I really like these. Just cut them in strips, and then I use them double thick. And all you do is use like your finger, so you get it like that, and then you just start wiping. And I like to always move it. Keep moving it as you go, so you're not wiping stain on top of stain. And don't work one area too much, just kind of work your way around the section. Well, let me do this too before I finish wiping it. Let me kind of show you what it looks like at this point. So it's already looking pretty good, but the lines are a little zigzag and crooked, but that's what we're fixing. And once again, as you wipe, kind of wipe lightly, don't push too hard at first. Just kind of get your stain picked up, and then you'll go back over it as you go. You'll see some of the stain smearing into the white. Once again, don't worry about that. You'll kind of pick that up as you finish it off. Because the stain will get lighter and lighter as you go through it, and then you just leave the stain in the cracks, and then the rest of it comes off. Always using a clean section of the rag. If you get a little bit of stain out here, just wipe it off. Okay, so the first section is basically finished. So we're going to go on to the next section, which is this center section here. And you always work from the inside out. That way you don't bump it or do anything along the way. I know this part is a little long and probably not the most entertaining, but it's probably important that you actually see me complete the whole door instead of fast forwarding. And once again, practice always makes perfect, because the more times you do it, the more comfortable you get with it, and the more you will not be worrying about getting outside the lines. Like, I'm getting pretty sloppy right here, but you know what? It's going to be beautiful when I'm done. Go ahead and do this outside now too. A lot of times I'll just do one section at a time, but in the effort of trying to speed things up, I'm going to go ahead and do this section too. I'm almost done. This will be a good angle for you to see what I'm doing. You'll get lights and darks with the stain. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want. You don't want it to be dark all the way across. Now we're going to go back with our cloth, the clean cloth, and start wiping. Keep changing your rag over. And doing it with this thin pencil actually is super nice, because otherwise this would be full of stain and you would be wiping and wiping and wiping and wiping. This is a lot more effective and efficient. Almost done. It's looking really good. So now you can see the front when I wipe the front here. Sometimes I'll just hold it down like this so it doesn't move. Make sure your gloves are clean. You don't want a bunch of fingerprints on it. One last side. Now we're going to get another clean cotton cloth and just go around and just clean any little spots that we see that were going on to where we didn't want it to go. And it's already starting to dry a little bit, so it's in really good position to just fog it out and wipe it down. So I think we got this one down pretty good. Get this fingerprint out of there, just like I said, nope, do. Alright. Well, this one's finished, and that's what it's going to look like. So we're going to put it all over the kitchen doors and also on the frame of the kitchen, and it's going to be great. So hope that helped you out, and see you next time. If you want to get cabinets done like this, you can contact us at spatespainting.com. Thanks a lot. Bye.